Good morning, good evening, and good day. Thank you so much for watching Attack Power Gaming. Today, I have for you Game 2 between YK Omamore and Lesitte of Division 3 of Steel Division 2 League. Let's dive right in. Alright, here we go. We're on Siedlce. And Lesitte is playing second guard tank core on Maverick income, while YK Omamore is on 26th Panzer with also the Maverick income. Two very solid divisions. I'm a fan of both of these. They're both quite fun. Up north over here for Lesitte, we have some PTRS, SG-43, ZIS-2, Gavardia DP, SG-43s and Razvedka coming down. Towards the center here, he's got a PTRS, Razvedka, and a ZIS-2 coming. More down south center here, we have an SG-43 as Vedka, Gavardia, Tanko Desaniki, and a ZIS-2 coming in to cover that open ground. Down south, we have a big attack force down here. SG-43s, a PTRS, some Ognamachiki, OB-25s, Gavardias, and a Zenart, 37mm for some early AA. Very nice. Over on YK's side, up here in the north, we have some Sturm Pioneers, Aufklär Pioneer, Pioneer 4, an Ersatz, and the Stug M43. I am not a fan of this weapon, though. I will be honest with you. I don't understand why people bring this in. In the center here, Panzer Grenadier with an Ersatz and a Panzervernichtung. We have SDKFZ 250/9, a Grilla, Aufklär, and some Ersatz for the center. Some more SDKFZ 250/9, some Ersatz, a Grilla, a Panzer 3L, a Pak 40, and a Panzergren with Panzerfaust. And finally, down south, we have a Panzergren, a Ersatz, and a Sturm Pioneer, the whole collection there of infantry. So, looks like does look like Lesitte's planning to make a big push down south while kind of covering his northern stuff. The thing with the Soviet divisions, you can always just call so much stuff in at the beginning of the game because you have so much cheap stuff. With the Ersatz over here, YK is filling in a lot of his line, though I am not a big fan of Ersatz personally. My issue with the Stug is that you only get one. It's cheap. I'll give it that. It's only 65 points. You know, it does have good penetration, relatively good rate of fire, but it does die to everything. You know, so anything with 2K is going to kill it. All right, here we go, folks. If you guys enjoyed this, please hit that like button. Consider subscribing, the 50% of you who are not. And finally, if you have a couple extra bucks and you really feel like supporting, hit up that Patreon. Thanks a bunch, guys. Here we go. All right, so we're on the Maverick income here. So this is either going to be over quick or it's going to be the long grind of the Maverick long game. We shall see. We shall see, of course. Lesitte over here is going to get to the front first because of his faster transports overall. Always the bonus of the allies. I do like second guard tanks a lot. It's one of my favorite allied divisions. I got a soft spot for them. T-3485s are one of my favorite tanks, so I actually really... This division is only T-3485s, so it's, you know, I guess you get some 76s, I lied. But only T-3485 1944 variants. Alright, down south... We are meeting here. Panzergren's trying to cut off some of those infantry, but double SG-43 is going to pin these infantry down, and there's no armor support down here, so these SG-43s will dominate this open ground. PTRS throws down the smoke, stay alive. In the center here, SDKFZ 250/9s find that Tanko and that M2A1. They will shred all of these units here. There really is nothing for AT. Oh, just kidding. There's a ZIS-2 back here. Forgot about that. ZIS-2 land on the fire. Those SDKFZs are going to go down quick, but they do take out the M2A1, which means the armor support from second is gone here. YK on his micro backing up, trying to get out of that ZIS-2 range. One will definitely go down. There goes one. The other one should keep backing up, and it stopped. Panzer 3 coming in here to poke at this SG-43. This SDKFZ, I guess he just hasn't noticed. In the center, Ersatz go down in the transport to the ZIS-2. But the SDKFZ 250 on the hill here, pushing this Razvedka off and grabbing this flag. Grilla a little bit late to the party, but that's alright. At least it's doing something. Down south, these infantry have all been pinned down. OB-25 now firing, going to wipe out that Sturm Pioneer. So very good down south here for Lesitte. This was kind of his plan. He had a pretty big force here. Grilla coming in, though, that could definitely ruin the party. There's no AT way down south. The OB-25 can do AT. It can do it, but if the Grilla stays at that 2K range, it's not going to. YK with an early 1311 here. If he gets any sort of, like, you know, just an Ersatz or something here, he can definitely grab this center flag, though the ZIS-2 is, you know, pushing way far out on that. Center here, Gavardia taking on these Ersatz troopmen, but are going to get punished for that by both the Grilla and the SDKFZ 250/9. Up north here, both players a little bit static. Lesitte has definitely not focused any micro up here yet, so his infantry are just sitting out where they unloaded, allowing YK to grab this flag. Sturm Pioneers not great in this open woods here. I mean, they're actually really bad in this open woods here, but the Stug M43 moving forward to take up position, although this Siedlce is close enough to kill that thing. So we'll see if my feelings on that vehicle are justified here or not. OB-25 doing what it does. It looks like the Guerrilla's going towards the center instead. Another Guerrilla, though, going in here. Maybe that was the original one? Called 2. This is a weird way for it to come, because now it's really close. I'm not a fan of that motion there. Stug M43 backed off. Doesn't look like any fire was really traded. Siedlce trying to take out some transports here. Rasvenka taking a Guerrilla shot to the face. Panzer 3 basically dead with its gun jammed. Yes, you can repair it, but let's be real, when's that going to happen? Siedlce takes it down anyway. Guerrilla deleting this Gavardia squad quite well, taking out 6 men at once, and is probably going to finish it off with this next shot. We have our first Air Force of the game, a Focke-Wulf 190 F8. These are fabulous. They have the medium resilience. Bomber takes out that OB-25, really important to get that support kill. OB-25 is being just fantastic. One of the best support guns in the game. Guerrilla will fail to finish that Gavardia off. Man, when you're falling back, it just takes so little damage. Stug M42 trying to finish off that Gavardia, but it continues to run and survive despite the pounding it is taking from all forms of HE. Now it's stopped falling back, so anything that hits it going to kill it now. Oh, Guerrilla reshot over here at the SG-43 is very nice, and he's just doing a ground attack to try to just take out both of those at once. Very nice. The use of these Guerrillas is really important. On the flip side, though, we have some T-30-45s in the center here for Lesitte. And remember, the 44 variants have 2,000 meter range on them, so they're reaching out as far as you can go. And truthfully, 26th Panzer, I mean, they got a couple Panthers, but that's about it. Could be problematic. Pack 40s obviously can kill the T-30-45s if they get into range. 1410 though right now. Lesitte has grabbed his flag up north here, and YK has decided not to continue to push forward. This Siedlce still in range, though. If that Stug pushes any further forward, it's going to get clipped really quick. Down south, though, YK has recaptured this flag from Lesitte. I do believe... No, I'm sorry. This is his own flag. Excuse me. That is not a captured flag. That is a recaptured flag. So, unfortunately for Lesitte, he's lost that. His southern push has kind of fall apart here. He has a T-34-76 coming in, which is fine down south because the ranges are a little bit tighter, so that's plenty. That's all you really need down there. T-34-85 is trying to dominate this open ground here in the center. What he does need to get is one of those Su-152s, which Second Guard has tons of. You can get tons of those things in this division. So you definitely should be... He should have that somewhere in his deck, I assume in Phase B. I don't like to look at the deck list before. It kind of spoils it a little bit. It's fun to see what people don't and do bring in. Guerrilla continuing to fire position at that point. Obviously thinking that those are still there. The other Guerrilla is also fire positioning. Lands a nice shot there. Siedlce is forced to back off even further. M2A1 pinning down that Pioneer. Panzergren hitting that Gavardia. They're definitely going to win that, especially with the Stug support. But the Stug is going after that T-34-76. The Stug keeps moving, so it's really not like aiming. Oh, he could have fired another shot. Went with the conservative route to try to keep it alive. T-34-85 now in. IL-2M in the center coming in now. We see our first Air Force out of Lesitte. These are the, like, they're not napalm. They're, like, anti-infantry bombs, basically. They're actually really quite solid. I do not dislike this bomber. It's only 80 points, right? Yeah, it's only 80 points. It's really quite good, actually. Is this push forward? I'm not sure if that's a miss micro. I'm not sure what he was going for there. Focke-Wulf coming in. I'm surprised he didn't try to get on the back of that IL-2. Bombs drop. Kills one of the Gavardia, pins the other one down. Now it's trying to get on that IL-2. Does put a burst on it. Does some damage, so that will keep it out of the fight a little longer. Zenart 25 mil in, though. These are absolutely lovely. The other IL-2 coming in to kill this other Pack 40, and it does. Wow. Very strong. Very, very strong, actually. Killing 2 Pack 40s for very little. Up north, not really any AA over here, though. But the Focke-Wulf finally decides to turn tail and run. In the center here, Lesitte has captured this forward flag away from YK and has now flipped it, picking up his first 13-11 of the game. Very nice. M2A1 helping out a ton, but this Panzergren with the Panzerfaust is trying to move in here to finally cut off this armor support. Even having a light vehicle like this that infantry can't kill can be such a pain in the butt. Can really swing things. Finally, it goes down to that Panzergren. Panzerfaust, very nice kill there. Guerrilla, almost out of ammo. That's the one thing with the Guerrilla. Oh, T-3485 takes out that Stug. They do run out of ammo rather quickly. Like, if you're actually using them aggressively, they're not just sitting around. They don't fire for a super long time. T-3485 using that 2K range to just dominate this open field here, and it's going quite well. Like I said, until the Panthers roll in, 26th is going to actually have a really hard time dealing with these T-3485s. Panzer IV, Panzer III, Stug, lots of armor coming in. We have a FAMO 88 coming in. This is basically an 88 on a vehicle. Not a fan of these at all. You have to take them because it's like what the division has AA-wise, but they have so little ammo. They run out of ammo so quickly. It's so frustrating to use these, and they die very easily because they have absolutely so little armor. They just die so easily. Very, very tricky unit to use. Yeah, the AA in 26th is not fabulous. You get these 88s, you get an SDK of Z71, which is good, but you can, I think it's phase lock, but I can't remember if it is or not. Either way, you only get one of those, and then you get 2 cards of these 88s, then you get, of course, get 20 mils, which are jokes. Those aren't even worth, like, wasting a card. Back to 12-12 here. Infantry trying to push forward here for YK, being held up by the Guardi in the woods. Down south, making another push. The M2A1 obviously can't be hurt by the Ersatz, and truthfully the Guardi DP can barely be hurt by the Ersatz too. Ersatz easily overwhelmed or retreating. There's nothing else down here. We do have some reinforcements. Panzer IV has been swung south, try to fight back. That Panzer IV can brawl with the T-3045, especially if he comes through this woods here and goes a little bit closer. They're basically on equal footing then. At range, though, the T-3045 will win because of its much higher armor. M2A1 swinging north to once again supply that armored support, stopping just out of range of that Panzergren's Panzerfaust. Very nice micro there. T-3485 trying to take out that Guerrilla. No, actually, sorry, it was this dude doing that. But they will succeed in killing that Panzer IV. Slow clap for you, Panzer IV. Doing what you usually do. Nothing. Ersatz just out of grenade range of this M2A1. Remember, all infantry have like anti-vehicle grenades that they can throw into open top vehicles. Guerrilla goes down to the T-3485. Big loss there. Lost that HE support. Now the T-3476 is pushing around. Panzer III is capable of penning both of these tanks, especially with its APCR. The normal AP will struggle on the T-3045, being only 100 millimeters, while the armor is 110 on the T-3045. That doesn't mean it can't pen it, though. It's one of those funky things in this game where you can pen things that you're not supposed to pen from time to time. 88 trying to take out that BA-10, does land that shot. Very nice. Don't see that happen all the time. Panzer moving in to try to supply some of that AT into the forest here. Focke-Wulf 190 coming in, and once again, this is a nice loadout on this thing, too. It's going to try to take out that M2A1's misses completely on that one. So waste of a bombing strike there. It'll be even worse if this gets damaged on the way out and then has to sit out for a while, but it looks like it will get away without trailing smoke, so should be back relatively soon. Lesitte continue to hold that 13-11. He popped in and out of the 12-12, but for the most part, he's held that pretty firm. So basically tied it back up here, and we are now in B phase. Both players pouring in the points, and let's see how many troops they can get. Another 88 coming in here, and a Panzer IV-J, which is the recon variant. More Ersatz. I'm just not a fan of Ersatz. To me, they're completely useless. You might as well just have less infantry that actually can do something. IL-2M coming in with those deadly HE bombs. Let's see what they're going for today. This Panzergren, it would appear. 88 trying to stop the bombing here. Yeah, it didn't do great this time. A little bit of spread out from the suppression, and it's not as effective against, like, infantry squads. If the infantry squad is in a building, then it does a ton of damage, but out in the open, it's not as effective. 88 goes down up here to the T-3045. This is what I was warning about. They are fragile. They're fragile, for those of you watching one of the greatest Christmas movies ever. Fragile there. Must be Italian. M2 goes down to the Panzer III. Panzer supplying some fire support there. Not that you really wanted to be doing that. Panzer III takes out the M2A1. Very nice kill there. Definitely want to kill those off because they can be quite obnoxious, and they're very important tools because 2nd doesn't have a ton of infantry. So the M2A1s really help buff their infantry tab. Stern Pioneers coming in. The 88 rolling in. Stug M42s as well. A lot of armor down south. Up north, we have a little bit of poking going on. Razbutke getting pinned down by those pioneers. They are 2 stars, so they do all right. PTRS takes out, I believe that was a Sturm Pioneer. Nope, Erzatz. So at least he got to discover that and kill that. He is going to capture this flag, though. Lesitte's still at the 1311, though. Holding these 2 flags down south. Now 1410. With that flag re-lost. Bringing in Ognev. It looks like Lesitte just does not care about this central town. The truth is, it is really hard for blue to push all the way and hold this flag. That is quite deep. You're getting shot then from every angle there is. So it is rough. Pioneer pushing a little too far forward. He wants to capture the flag, I get that, but unfortunately now he's being engaged by troops in green cover, which means he's going to get absolutely wrecked. Stug M43 still sitting here, and it can't even really actually use its range or anything, so it's kind of a wasted unit. 88 trying to stop that P2. P2 being one of the most deadly weapons in Second Guard Tank's arsenal. These things are one of the most obnoxious planes in the game. Very fast, very good resilience, great bomb loadouts, relatively fair, easily priced. They're not ultra expensive, but the FAMOs are finally putting down that AA net. This FAMO has to be careful though. It is out there, and we just discovered those T-3045s are happy to move forward and poke at those. Sherm Pioneer trying to get through the withering fire. It's taking the hits, though. Will it get off even one burst of flame? It does! There we go. Doesn't really do much, but it does force it out of cover, and the Gvardi immediately gets pinned down there, so the Sturm Pioneer's sacrifice worth it, and it survives. Took M43 finally doing something, shooting that SG-43. M2A1 immediately pinning down that Sturm Pioneer, though, throwing down the smoke to try to stop this so these troops can get a little bit closer, maybe throw off their anti-open top grenades. Sapari moving into the woods. Sapari very dangerous. We do... Well, actually, you know what I'm surprised I have not seen are the Stolstrup Berettas. We're seeing these Sturm Pioneers and not the Stolstrup Berettas. The Stolstrup Berettas are legitimately an incredibly good CQC unit. Stug M42 taking on this T-3045. Not a great matchup, but does get the driver knockout. And apparently there's nothing there to spot for this. Now it finally sees it. It shouldn't really penetrate this. It's very low on penetration. 85 millimeters should not even get close to penning this T-3045. Did do a transmission damage though, which is an obnoxious crit to deal with. Nothing deadly, just makes your tank really slow. Stug is definitely going to die here. Panzer IV though, that absolutely can take out this T-3485. The other one's sitting back here. YK putting his stuff... He's got a lot of troops sitting around doing basically nothing. Zis2 goes down finally to the Focke-Wulfs. Now this Stug M43 can finally push forward if it would like. Although the M2A1s here have totally cleaned up this infantry. Big loss there. Lost the leader. Lost everything there. So YK losing a big chunk of his forces up north. Panzer III moving in along with the Sturm Pioneer. Yeah, this is a misbuild. If he did not call in the Stolstrup Berettas and brought these Sturm Pioneers instead, that's a massive mistake for YK. He is missing one of the strongest units in this deck. By a long shot. Panther A moving in, though. We finally have our first Panther of the game, and this weapon can 100% counter these T-3485s. This T-3485 took a bad hit here from something. I'm gonna assume, well, maybe it was the FAMO even. A lot of options here of things that can pen that. Greely using up some of the last of its ammo to wipe out that Gvardi DP. That was a hero round there. Panzer IV getting the pen on the T-3045. This is the range you want to fight with these things against T-3045s. Dite takes it down. Very nice kill. That's a great trade up. If your Panzer IV can kill a T-3045, that's a huge win for you. But at range, these will absolutely struggle to beat them. But at this 1K range, Panzer IV should fight quite well against those T-3045s. This is where you want them to be fighting in this situation. And that's not where you want your T-3045s to be. That's where you want your T-3476s to fight. Because they can trade pound for pound quite well, too. Panther A moving up. I'm not 100% sure what he's playing. Just to sit it here? That's not great. I would have said bring it into the middle here and try to fight off these T-3045s at that 2K range. The Panther has the advantage at 2K. At 2,000 meter range, this thing has 100% advantage with its higher armor. It's got 20 millimeters more armor and obviously a ton more penetration than the T-3045. Get up close though, and you're kind of negating that armor advantage. I'm not a huge fan. Panzer III moving in, though. Looks like he left the APCR on, which is why the M2A1's not dead. Panzer Vindictum takes out another M2A1. It's very important he kills these off. Panzer III needs to be careful, though. Those Gavardi DP can kill it from the side with their PTRDs. T-3485 overlooking the town now. There's a fair number of troops here, though, so they definitely shouldn't just die or anything like that. If they're trying to sneak in, I assume to get eyes on this central stuff. Coming up, we only got about 2 minutes left of B phase here. Very exciting stuff. Lesitte holding a small lead, but when it comes to these Maverick matches, this lead is all you need. P2 and IL-2's coming in. The Air Force is a-flying. Here it comes. Da-da-dum, 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 dum-dum. And the bomb shall fly. No AA up north. Panther A in the middle here as well, so our second Panther A. Famo taking out the ZIS-2. Nice kill there. IL-2s with their HE bombs going to hit up that Sturm Pioneer, but basically missed. The Gavardi killed off the Sturm Pioneer. Panzer Vindictum's backing off. P2, I missed what it bombed. I think it bombed the tank. Kind of missed, though. Sagittario coming in. This is a fantastic fighter. But it's flying way too deep. YK needed to pull that back, and then it retreated the bad way. It's probably going to die. Oh, it's good. Oh, that's bad. Oh, Focke-Wulf bombs, kind of nothing. Ooh. YK is really, like, losing it in the air. He is not doing good things in the air. Oh, Famo goes down again to the T-34. This is, you don't want to use your Famos like this. They're bad. They're bad. They're not for AT. They don't do anti-tank. They are not like normal 88s. Because they die. They die very easily. T-3485, though, goes down to the Panther A. Nice kill there. He needs to start mopping up some of these T-3485s or he'll never push forward. ISU-152 coming in. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe it's an ISU-152, not an SU-152. Excuse me, apologies. Of course, the ISU-152 being way better than the SU-152, so... Well, that's arguable. Depends on the price you're looking at there, I guess. Depends on that price. Panzer IV taking out that T-3485, so another one goes down. YK slowly turning it around here in the armor fight. Oh, but this Panzer IV definitely going to go down to the double team here. Triple team. And misses. Wow. Everything's missing. That's everything except for that T-3476. Finally gets the kill in that Panzer IV. Eliminating the AT down south. Panther A taking on this ZIS-2. Does take it out, so nice kill there. The AT here is gone. So now these tanks, this armor force is basically uncontested. Sug M43 finally doing its thing. Kills the T-3485. Oh my god, it did it. It's going to run out of ammo. Wow. I'm a little bit shocked. It does have medium stealth, so that definitely helps its cause here because there's nothing spotting for these tanks, so they're just driving in and dying. Alright. Apparently I'm just terrible with this thing. It's understandable, I believe it. Yeah, wow. Lesitte was not watching that at all. Maybe he called it in for the center and it came down a stupid reinforcement road. Very possible. 15-9 now for YK. What a turnaround. And Alcione, it bombed these infantry, it looks like these Sapari, I would assume. A lot of tanks digging in here for Lesitte, trying to stop the flow back to a 13-11. So only a temporary 15-9 there. Grilla, another one in. This is probably the final one, I would think. 2 Famos down south, but the AA net up north is gone. And the Lesitte smells the blood in the water. IL-2s and PE-2s coming in. Panther A, T-3485, T-3485 goes down to that Panther A, but the Panther A does take a pen, so it is a little bit weakened now. Well, not a little bit, it's weakened now, significantly. P2 bomber coming in. Panzer Grand, not where you want them, fighting in the woods. You want these Sturm Pioneers in there. But it looks like, oh, total miss. IL-2 does get the hit on that Sturm Pioneer, but that's all. Yeah, I don't think YK brought in the Stostrup Bretas. That's a miss there. That's a miss build there. Tanko's rolling in. I wonder if he has like a late card of Tankos. That's cool. Panzer IV trying to spot for that Panther A, but it's the only thing fighting right now. That's not good. The Panther A needs to move forward. This is a major miss micro here by YK. This Panzer IV is going to die for nothing. Backing up. Goes down, though. ISU-152 versus Panther A. If that ISU-152 lands a hit and penetrates, that Panther dies. And it does. Oh! Oh! Oh, man, I'd be raging. I would be thrilled if I was the ISU-152. I'd be absolutely livid if I was on the receiving end of that. Panzer III trying to take out those T-3045s. Not good. At this range, it does not use its APCR. If it was firing on the side armor, I'd be like, go for it, buddy, but not in this situation. Panzer IV could move up forward. That could do just fine. Panzer III finally backs off. Stug M42, another weapon that is kind of useless here. The Panther died to the double T-3485, so YK losing these really important units. Stug M43 goes down now as well. Tankos get caught out. M2A1 goes down to the Vernichtungs's, and YK has a nice position here in the woods. If this blob of Tankos can get to the woods, they will definitely do quite well, but they got to be able to get to the woods. Panzer IV now in position, putting down some fire. T-3045 moving to try to solve that problem. ISU-152 spotting out enemies, killing that SDKFZ at 250/9. Razvedka spotting nicely here from the hill. Back to a 12-12 for Lesitte, grabbing this flag. Focke-Wulf coming in to try to kill these Sapperty. Total miss again. YK just, his Air Force is really not doing it for him. Miss micros, miss bombings, a whole 9 yards here. Stug M42, he left this in firing position again, and it really can't do anything against these things at all. And it should be dead, really. That T-3045 missing at this range is quite frustrating. Down it goes. Another armor piece goes down for YK. He was really turning it around there, too, for a minute. Now things are slipping on him again. ISU-152 gonna delete or help to delete all these infantry, but the Razvedka does go down. Losing those eyes does matter. Lesitte picking up the 1311 again, swinging it all the way back. What a back and forth here. Very exciting. Lesitte still with a slight lead in points, but not a significant one. And remember, we're now in the grind. We are in the serious grind with neither player being significantly ahead. You know this one's gonna go long. We're in for it. If you're still around, hit that sub button. Hit that like button. I really appreciate it. Wow, this ISU-152 is a freaking champion. Holy crap, I've never seen these things miss so rarely. It's only got 30% accuracy, and it's like, it's just a Chad. What a guy. Poor YK getting screwed on the RNG on that one. He really is nothing. If this Ersatz and this Grill go down, it's a bulge, and it's a lot of flags for Lesitte. T-3045 goes down to that Panzer IV. Nice kill there. Big loss there for Lesitte. He's got an 82mm mortar coming in, the motorbike. IL-2Ms, these things have, they've done their work. I think they both killed a Pack 40. They've done a ton of infantry damage as well. I'm not a big fan of this blind fire. They don't have a lot of blast. Like, there's not a lot of blast radius on the bomb, so there's not a lot of reason to blind fire. They're not going to hit anything. Like, they're not pinning anything down. They're not doing that. I'm not a big fan of that use. Grilla in the center, trying to take out the Gavardia to recapture that flag. Does reveal itself, though, which means that T-3045 is on the hunt. Panzer IV pushing back those Gavardia. T-3045 are driving right in after it. Changed his mind. Just kidding. No longer driving in after it. Su-85 also there. Panzer IV's, I mean, at that close of range, the Panzer III really can be quite dangerous, but the APCR is turned off, which means it's not penning very often. Let's see, back to a 12-12 here. Tanko's finally in, got past the Panzer IV. Panzer IV takes out an SG-43. Su-85 moving forward can definitely take out that Panzer IV, but the Panzer IV can do the same. Tanko's killing that Vernichtungs's. That thing did a good bit of damage, especially killing all those M2A1s. Tanko's reaching that Panzergren. Of course, the Tankos should absolutely wreck that Panzergren, and they do. If YK had those Stoßtrupp, he could dominate these forests. Panzer IV taking on the Su-85. There's actually two Panzer IVs now. I didn't even see the second one rolling in there. Su-85 already taking it. This is not, yeah, this is not where you want your Su-85 to be. Is he out of... There's no possible way he's out of T-3045s. This deck has essentially infinity of them. I would definitely call those in over this. I mean, yeah, it's 40 points more, but that armor is really key to beating these Panzer IVs. This PE2 strike going to completely miss. I respect the attempt, but it really turned out poorly there. Alciona coming in. Focke-Wulf bombing once again kind of missed. Should have done more damage. This bombing going for the Tankos in the woods, I'd assume. But it looks like it's going to be another huge whiff for YK again. Yep, total whiff. Pinned down his own guys. I mean, yeah, he pinned him down. Big whoop. He only had one dude and he pinned him down. Let's see, grabbing the center, which he absolutely should. He has complete dominance. If he really needs to be a little more aggressive, actually. So Su-85 versus the Panzer IV actually bounces. The Su-85 actually bounces. First shot, it did pen, so it's winning right now, but it's already damaged, I believe, from before. So all that Panzer IV has to do is hit and pen, and it fails to do so. Wow. That's a bad roll of the dice there. T-34 and OB-25 here, chunking out these Panzergrens a bit. Panzer IVs up north, though, are really doing the damage, as this, too, would be the ideal thing. 37 mil caught out. Very, very bad there. At this point in the game, losing support weapons like this is a big loss, because you don't really have the points to replace them. Su-85 takes out one of the Sturm Pioneers, so nice kill there. Yeah, he just called all Sturm Pioneers. That is really... Ooh. I know I keep bringing it up. It's just so not good. T-34-85 could take the on, but against two Panzer IVs at this range, not great. Su-85 gonna roll in two, though. Two versus two. Yeah. Panzer IVs are terrible. And I stay behind that fact. They've done some work here. This is the most work I've seen T-34 Panzer IVs do. T-34 gets the first pen. Can the Panzer IV do it? No, it misses. Do it again, and down it goes. That's how Panzer IVs usually function. That is my experience with them. Erzat's taking a face full of HE rounds. Su-85 getting an aggro here. Yeah, changes his mind. Good choice. At this range, though, you do not want to be brawling with these Panzer IVs. They will do quite well. Misses. Both misses. Wow. At this range, that's annoying. Gets, of course, the next pen. Bounces both. There's that armor coming in clutch. Takes out a Panzer IV. There you go, folks. There it is. Now we're feeling the Panzer IV huge. Yep, all dead. God, they suck. No one's convinced me otherwise. They're bad. Yes, they're only 75, right? 70, 75. 75 points. It's 75 points wasted. I'm only using them if I absolutely have to. There has to be a better answer all the time. They're just glass cannons. They're just made of paper. They make me so sad. And it looks like they're making YK so sad as well. Lesitte's just sitting on his 1311. He could definitely be more aggressive. He's traded really well. He's definitely lost a number of T-30-45s and stuff. It's not like he's gone bloodless here, but I feel like especially in the center, he knows. I mean, he killed the Panthers. There can only be so many of those left. At 150 points a pop, YK is not calling many more. And a Jag Panzer IV, though, coming in. This is dangerous. This is what YK should have been calling in the whole time, because these are absolutely monstrous. Focke-Wulf coming in. Should kill that SG-43 quite easily. There you go. Alciona coming in as well. Another 37 in. P-2 bombers coming. With their 6 bombs there. Ooh, here comes the boomies. They fall so slow. Oh my goodness, poor Sappery. Oh, the Sappery gets absolutely annihilated. They didn't deserve that. P2's pinned down some troops, but there's nothing following it, so I'm not sure what he was going for there. I understand, I hate seeing the planes sit in the queue not getting used, but at the same time, if you don't have something to bomb, there's no reason to waste it, because then when something you need to kill comes up, your planes are reloading. It's always a balancing act. Every moment a plane's not bombing something, it is wasted time. I agree with that fact. But if you're just bombing randomly, then you might as well have them sitting there anyway. All you're doing is, like, risking them to get killed. More Tankos going into the woods. They should be able to easily handle the leftover troops here. M2A1 rolling around to grab that flag back. 1410. Panzer III goes down. Actually, I'm not sure. How is it only 1410? Oh, these flags are Red's flags to start. So he's only really captured these 2 southern flags. Okay. This map can be very strange. Sturm Pioneers do force off the Tankos, but that's a retreat by choice, not a retreat by force. Molotov going in, doing what it does, that nice chunk of damage with the Tankos supplying the rest of the damage. IL-2, though, going to come in and fully swing this fight. Oh, nope, just kidding, just bombed into the Aether. I'm a fan of actually clicking attack so they actually bomb the stuff you want them to bomb. I'm not a huge fan of ground attacking. Yeah, sometimes things go weird when you just press attack, but oftentimes that's what happens, especially with pinpoint planes like that IL-2M. You really kind of need them to land on target. If they don't really do anything at all. M2A1 now doing its damage. Jagdpanzer IV now in. The T-3045 can kill it. It's just going to struggle at max range. It's going to struggle hard. While the Jagdpanzer IV will not struggle nearly as hard to pen the 85. Panzer IV swings around, kills those M2A1s. Very nice kills there. There's no AT here to stop it. And once again, it's 37 mil in a bad spot. Here we go. Let the fight begin. Su-85 here, though, could definitely swing it. But they are not in, they're not in APCR range, so could be a little dangerous. But 2-on-1, yeah, eventually someone's going to pen that armor. Especially the Jagdpanzer IV is going to miss. Yeah. Oh, down goes the T-3045, who's already damaged, apparently. And now this is a very lopsided fight. The Su-85 will get penned basically every time the hit is registered. While on the flip side, we obviously see what's going on. Yep, there's that first pen. Panzer IV mopping up the light armor in there. Let's see, finally decides to call off that fight. He does do it soon enough. Maybe he doesn't. Yeah, he gets away. Jagdpanzer IVs are such houses. These things are so good. Absolutely monsters. They're better than most heavy tanks, honestly. Bombo 88 trying to force off that IL-2M, but it's in a weird spot, so it's not hitting anything. He really should just back it up to this open ground here, then he might actually be able to shoot something. Oh, if only Lesitte pushed in the middle here. There's nothing. This Gorilla obviously can't stop either of these armored units, and there's just nothing. On the flip side, Lesitte understands that he's in the advantageous situation, but it looks like YK's answer to his problems here is just to call Jagdpanzer IVs in. He really should have just done this earlier. ISU-152 can pen that, but it doesn't have AP, actually. This thing is out of AP shells. It has a good bit of armor, though. It can bounce Jagdpanzer IV shells at max range relatively well. Ooh, the Panzer III gets a nice side shot on that, though. Dirty. Dirty. P2's trying to take out that Panzer IV. Fail. Tankos can surrender if they can get in range, though. That was a big hit on that ISU. Oh, it goes down to the Panzer III. ISU-152 coming in on the other side, trying to get those side shots. Not that it needs it. It can technically pen from the front just fine, but the side shot certainly helps. Oh, Jagdpanzer IV gets penned. Yeah, another T-3045. They're surrounded. YK's pushed too far forward. Jagdpanzer IV goes down. Oh, this is bad. This is very bad. Finally, he gets the message and backs off. 25 mil, not enough to stop this Alcione. Zenart 37 mil is falling back, so it can't support. Does get his bombs off, and we're going to lose another 37 mil here. Let's see if the spread is enough. Wow, there we go. Gets out just in time. Very nice. Oh, ISU-152 finally shows its mortality and misses. Lesitte holding on to that 1311 desperately. With that one Jagdpanzer IV dead and the other Jagdpanzer IV damaged, he does definitely have the advantage here in the middle again. Panzer IV can definitely pen this ISU at this closer-ish range, although nah, it's gonna struggle. It's gonna struggle a lot at this range. It can, but it's gonna be a RNG lucky if it does. It needs to do that twice, so unlikely. AA net now back up, but Lesitte has lost his flag in the middle. He's too afraid to move his T-3045s forward, which he really needs to not be. He has the advantage. Even against that Jagdpanzer IV, with all these different angles he's got going on, he definitely has a significant advantage. He has recaptured this flag up north, but Panzer IV is really, you know, it's holding him up. He doesn't have any AT. These Tankos will die to this. Sapperty have the same issue. They have no AT. Sapperty trying to get off their TNT, failing to do so. Focke-Wulf coming in again. You can't go too deep. There are plenty of 37 mils around. But again, the onus here is on YK. Again, what? I guess, okay, fine. That one I get. That bombing I get. I thought he just missed completely again, and that's not what happened. Panzer 4 versus the SU-85. We saw what happened before. Not a great matchup until it gets into APCR range, which it is not. Sappery can obviously kill this Panzergren quite easily. Looks like down south, both players kind of settled into what it is. They've decided this is what it is. Urzat's moving forward. This is probably just like a leftover order or something, or he's just trying to see what's going on. ISU-152 takes out the Panzer 4 there, or yeah, it probably was the ISU-152. Infantry go down as expected. Pioneer Fear caught out. Definitely not a loss you want there. Panzergren's in half tracks coming in, so it looks like YK still has plenty of troops to spare because we haven't seen this yet, which means this is a fresh card of units, whatever phase it happens to be from. Probably phase C. If it's 1 star, that means there's 18 of them, so YK in not going to run out anytime soon. On the other hand, let's see, we haven't seen a ton of infantry come in. We've seen a Gavardia here and there, but nothing big. Certainly nothing new. T-34-85 gonna brawl with that Panzer 4 again. Not great, but the SU-85 is trying to come in to help the cause. P-2 probably as well is planning to bomb that. Can't see. Yep. The bombs can definitely help. Transmission damage is a nice hit on that. You gotta crit these things a couple times to start to find the holes. Bombs do some damage. APCR shell does some damage. That Panzer 4 is struggling. IL-2 coming in as well. This is not really, you know, it's not going to do anything. It's like an HE bomb. It's really not designed to do anything to that. What he wants is that Panzer 4 to fall back at a weird angle and expose its side armor, which it kind of is right now. But a lot of Panzergrens in here now, and they can overwhelm these Sapperty. Let's see, re-grabbing this flag in the middle. Still holding that 1311. This is a grind, but YK is running out of time here. Only 10 minutes left with that 50-minute timer. So even if he's able to grab some flags back, he's got a long way to go before flipping it. Panzer 4 is still holding on. Man, those things are just so freaking good. So good. Can't stop, won't stop. Sapperty does take out one of the Panzergrens, and the other is very badly injured. ISU-152 spots the Panzer 4, misses. At this range, the Panzer 4 can pen relatively successfully, but it will bounce from time to time. Well, if it misses, it's irrelevant. 82 mm mortar finally trying to do some damage there. Get a transmission damage, which is annoying, but certainly not a pen. Boom. Oh, and ISU misses again. Oh, and it gets the pen. There we go. Decides to fall back. Oh, down it goes, but the freaking IL-2M kills it. Oh, Panzer 4s are made of paper. Historically speaking, Panzer 4s had 80 millimeters of armor in their H variant, so it's kind of annoying that in-game they don't, because my god, do they need it. I do not think adding 5 millimeters of armor to the Panzer 4 would break the game in any way. I'll admit certain balance changes in the past have done some horrible things, but 5 more millimeters of armor on this piece of garbage would not kill anything. It would really help a lot of divisions, though, I will admit that. It would make some Axis divisions definitely more viable. Although, again, it's just 5 millimeters of armor. I mean, most guns still pen that plenty fine. Double T-30-45 trying to take on that Panzer 4. Panzer 4 still not even in range, and also we have another one at the angle here, so this Panzer 4 going down easily. Big loss there for YK, overly aggressive. I don't understand what he was going for there at all. There's really no benefit to that whatsoever. The 25 mil and the 37, definitely enough to force off this Focke-Wulf before the bombs go down. Panzergren dies there. And Lesitte re-grabbing this flag definitively, but it is 12-12 with YK grabbing this flag here and re-grabbing his own flag down south, so very nice there. But again, he's only got 9 minutes to bring it all the way back, and I don't really see a way that's going to happen. He needs to at least get a double tick almost immediately to close this gap, and there's really no way. If you look at the troops on the map here, Lesitte holding an overwhelming advantage. Lesitte's just playing really passively, which I'm not saying is wrong. It's just, he's not pushing really hard. So, like, he's got a lot of stuff just sitting around, so I don't see YK being able to push through this. IL-2M picks off the off-clear. Very nice. It's nothing huge, but, I mean, every time you get rid of some eyes, it's helpful. T-3045 sniffing out that Panzer, falling back. 25 mil going after the 250/9. Not a great matchup here. The 250 will kill that 25. It really should. But the T-3045 is here. Will it save the day? No. Oh, it will distract it, though. And save that 25 mil. So, yes, it did save the day. P2's coming in. Dropping some bombs. Boom, boom, boom. He's just got to keep these Yak Panzer 4s off. Panzer 4 at this range should do okay, but the T-34 does bounce. And, of course, the Panzer does not. Does get the pen and dies afterwards because of its own lack of life. Oh, Panzer 4s. You make me so sad. Still again 42 going down there to what? I'm not actually 100% sure. Maybe that T-3045? Yeah. Thapity Tanko's second guard having plenty of the usual. It has plenty of the usual Soviet CQC, which is a lot. And since YK only brought Sturm Pioneers, he doesn't really have the CQC to do. Oh, YK. This is just sealing up your not great airplay this game. Bombing your own troops to death. You killed some of his, but you don't really have the troops to spare to be suiciding your bombers into your infantry and your own bombs. T-3485 versus Panzer 4. At this range, the Panzer 4 has essentially no chance whatsoever. More big booms, but this time, Lesitte already on the retreat. Let's watch another Panzer 4 die. Garbage. You are trash. The Panzer poop. Instead of the Panzer 4, the Panzer poop. M2A1 picking up that 15-9 here. Lesitte finally trying to close it out. Although he continues to push, which means he's not going to hold that flag. Sad face. Su-85 at this range can definitely penetrate this Jag Panzer 4. Oh, the T-3485 is going to take that honor instead. And finally, it would appear that YK is crumbling. 15-9 double tick. But we still have a Stugam 43 Panzer 4 and some Panzergrens coming in. IL-2 going after the half-track? No, he's just blind bombing. I mean, I guess the IL-2Ms reload really fast, so I guess it's not the worst. Another Jag Panzer 4 coming in down south, but there's basically no infantry up. But on the flip side, Lesitte's really down. We do see some Guardias still coming in, so he's not totally out yet. Oh, M2A1 is caught now. Red-handed. Goodbye, sir. Death. Su-85 looking down that road does not get the opportunity to make a shot. And at this point, it's basically clinical here for Lesitte to finish this game up. Here comes... Okay, that was just a bad bombing. I'm not sure what the point of that was. APCR on the Su-85. I understand why it's on, but it really doesn't need to be anymore. So, yeah. Even if it lands this hit, it's not going to kill either of those because of the APCR-iness. Wow, gets a crew panic. Wow, it makes me eat my own words. I love it. Shoe in the mouth. I am an idiot. Heat shell, though. Kills that Su-85 from the Stug M43. Caster curse. I speak. The game says, haha, screw you, you're an idiot. Happens all the time. Tanko taking a face full of machine gun fire there. Still 14-10 now. Lesitte just not being able to hold on to that 15-9. It is tough to get a 15-9 though. You gotta push pretty far. On this map it can be quite tricky. Quite tricky. For blue, you almost have to grab these two middle flags and this forest one. For red, you really gotta, grab the two southern flags and then, like, this little town flag here or this little northern flag. Stuga M42 goes down. Oh. T-3045 showing a lot of side armor there. Fogwolf does get the kill on that T-3045. A surprising little bomb strike there. Only a minute and a half left here. Tanko's wiping out some Panzergrens. And respect for YK for fighting it to the end. Although the game is most certainly over, there's absolutely no mathematical way. Unless Lesitte's entire line evaporated. Which we know darn well will not happen. But I do always respect a guy who fights it out to the end. Only one of them have just taken balanced. I personally think this map is a balancy map. It's again, can be tough to get a 15-9. Although it happens plenty of time. I got crushed by, I forget who it, Peter E. Tanner. Absolutely destroyed me on this map. With a Vanguard push that like grabbed this whole center area. You got a 15-9 just fine. But on the average, I feel like, I don't know, you could definitely do balance pretty well in here. Panzergren doing the maximum damage against that out unit there. T-3476 is moving in. Gavardia a little bit stronger at close range, but not when they're no vet versus double vet. Saperty catching out some infantry there. And we're just observing the last breaths of a dying man. Well, GG to YK. Great match there to Lesitte. Pulling out a good win there. Leaving both players at a nice 1-1. Great match between these two. Very fun to watch. 48 minutes, 56 seconds. Lesitte with a, you know, definitely the kill advantage here. 4,300 to 3,180. We look here, T-3485s did the lion's share of the work, along with the IL-2s. Look at them. Doing some work there. Yeah, some infantry did alright. Yep, T-3485s. ISU-152 did pretty well. Yeah. Just, yeah, basically those tanks. It's a good, I think that's a good division for this map, actually. Focke-Wulf did a lot of damage. Very nice playing there. Did some great work. Alciona killed some stuff. Definitely not bad there. Vernichtings killed some of those light cars and stuff. Guerrilla did some work there. Panzer IV actually killed some stuff. It's a miracle. They're uncontested. Yeah, that'll do it. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, and you're still here, hit that like button. Definitely subscribe. Consider checking out that Patreon. It really means a lot. Thanks a bunch, guys. You're a hero for making it to the end, and have a fantastic day.